Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Every single Saturday at 11 o'clock, unless we are at one of the Super Saturdays. But every single Saturday we are here. So it is important that you commit to your training on Saturdays. Would y'all agree? Yes, I agree. As your trainer and instructor with the Creators of Wealth. All right. Also, if you are not on our if you are not on the Creators of Wealth training site, you can go there by going to www.join.kow. I'm sorry, www.joinkow.com. www.joinkow.com. So if you're not receiving newsletters from us, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you get them, because I have step-by-steps what to do on a daily basis, right? And that is very important. And please, when you are actually signing up someone or sharing the opportunity with someone and you will sponsor them, it is vividly important that you do what? Make sure they are what? Connected, because this is how we are able to support your entire organization. Many of you have jobs that you do. Some of you actually are parents. You have a lot going on, correct? So you may not have the time to teach your partners. So this is where we come in at, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure that we are doing what you cannot do to make sure those people are having the necessary success that they would like to have. Everybody here? So if you can hear me well, just say yes, yes. If you're ready, just say ready. Type ready. I just need to see this. Let's get this energy going. Type ready. All right. So we're going to start off a little bit, as we start every morning, with a little bit of personal development. Is that okay? It is so important, ladies and gentlemen, that we do what? Personal development. So we're going to start our training off with a good 3 minutes of personal development. And I'll show you, if you do this on a daily basis, how much of a difference it will make.
Because it's impossible. It's like eating really healthy food and saying, I don't feel any different. And I've eaten all this healthy food and I don't feel any different. No, you're not eating this healthy food.
Right, exactly. I saw you at McDonald's the other day.
That's right. So what you find is when people get into personal development, which, how old were you when you got into personal development?
I was 18 years old.
Yeah, when I was about 24, 25. And you stumble in, and it's like sort of coming through the jungle and coming into this clearing that's full of wonderful treasures and beautiful things. Once you get into personal development, you never stop, because it's so wonderful. And books, tapes, courses, people, articles, and the more of them you learn, you notice the more people in this area you meet, and the higher people up, and it's because you have become a different person. And as you become a different person, you attract these people into your life. And when you meet these people, you're not looking up at them, you're an equal to these people, because you've absorbed the same things that they have. And so therefore, if people start to feed themselves with new information, if they start to practice and set goals and manage time, they cannot help but to be more successful and to be happier as well.
Wow.
Yes, here's an interesting point. It was pointed out to me by one of my friends in Germany. He said, learning goes by plateaus. He said, first of all, we take things, we have a big jump up, and we come back down, and then we plateau. And then we have a big jump up, and we come back down, and then we plateau. But each plateau is higher than the previous plateau. It's on the plateaus that people lose heart and quit. But the plateau is a normal part of learning. Is you have the high, the inspiration, the goals, and you set them down and so on, and then you plateau. And on the plateau, you don't see any change for a while. So you have to have confidence that you are moving toward that next explosion. That will come up again, and then you will come down again and plateau again. You just have to have faith that this is taking place. Like seeds are germinating under the soil. At a certain point, they will burst into bloom. But here's my rule, is that luck is really not luck at all. Luck is merely probabilities. And people confuse luck and chance. Going to Las Vegas and shooting craps is chance. It's a game of chance. In other words, there is no control on your part over the outcomes. However, with luck, that is probabilities, and you control the probabilities. If you set clear goals, your probabilities of being successful are greater. If you learn more about your business, your probabilities of succeeding in business are greater. If you treat people really well, their probabilities of having good relationships are greater. If you eat good foods and eat less and exercise properly, your probabilities of being really healthy and attractive physically are much greater than if you don't. It's not luck. A person says, boy, you're sure lucky. If you trace it back, you'll find that it was not luck. It was certain things that you did, many different things in a row that led to your great success.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was 3 minutes, but was that powerful to listen to? That was 3 minutes. Was it powerful to listen to? Now, ladies, did we not just do that? That was something that I did on purpose, right? I got up every day and I started listening to this stuff on purpose. Is it any way possible that you could listen to this stuff on a daily basis and not change? Is there any way possible that you would listen to this stuff on a daily basis and not change? You gotta change. There's no way you can absorb this type of information, all right, and not make a change. And that's where your habits, listen to what I'm saying, it's all about us helping you to grow. I know Michelle, she's definitely into working out. As she lifts every day, is she getting stronger? Because she's doing what? Something on purpose to make what? Change. Am I making sense right now, ladies and gentlemen? So again, as we start talking about you building your business, it's all about, if you want to build your business to success, you have to build you to success. And then you will attract the necessary people that you want to attract. So if you're saying all I'm talking to is negative people, maybe it's something about you that is attracting those type of people. Y'all don't want to hear this. Am I already on the wrong path? You may not want to hear what I'm saying, but guess what? I have to develop myself and get around the type of people by what? Developing myself. It's just like if you ever smoked. Do we have any former smokers in here that smoke cigarettes? Right? When you were smoking cigarettes, nobody in here smoked before? All right, that's a lie. I'm the only one. Well, guess what? When I was smoking cigarettes, I would attract people around me who smoke cigarettes. Am I right about it? If you drink, you will go and surround yourself around people that are what? Drinkers, okay? And when you are in the other position, then you will attract those people. If you're a churchgoer, don't you deliberately go to church to position yourself around like-minded people? Am I making sense? So within your change of who you are, you literally make change of the people that you attract into your life. So that's so important, ladies and gentlemen, as you're building, and just understand it's a process as you're growing. And as you grow, that's when your business will grow. Those are the type of people that will grow. This is what we want in our lives. Because I guarantee you, everybody wants growth in their business, correct? Every one of us want to see our businesses flourish, right? So the only person that you can control, the only person that you can control is who? That's it. And that brings us to our topic of today. It's called leadership. It's called leadership. All right. So I hope everybody has their pads and pencils, because as you know, the chalkboard is up. Right? The chalkboard is up. So that means it's time for us to learn so that we can do what? Earn. And I promise you, the information that I'm sharing with you, if it helps you to grow and become better, it will definitely help those that you are sharing the opportunity to become better. And that's what will take your business to the next level. Am I making sense? Yes or yes? All right, so leadership. A position as a leader of a group, organization, all right? The time when a person holds the position of leader, the power of the ability to lead other people. So, ladies and gentlemen, in order to lead someone else, what do you have to do? You have to learn, right? You got to learn and do it yourself, and then other people, watch this, will follow you. This is literally big time. People are looking for leadership. Did you hear what I just said? People are silently looking for leadership. They won't come out and just say, help me, help me, help me. But people are wishing somebody would just come in their life and give them some direction. Show me the way. Help me. Am I right, Mike? See, we don't want to go out there. Most of us never wanted to go out and say, how many of y'all ever heard the statement, can I help you? Woo. How many of you have ever heard that statement, can I help you? How many of you, it's 26 people. I want to see how many of you, if you never heard it, just say, no, I've never heard it. But I believe everybody in the room has heard that statement. And what do most of us say when somebody asks you, can they help you? What do you say? Most times, most of the time, what do you say? No, thank you. No, no thanks. Is that a learned behavior, ladies and gentlemen? Is that a learned behavior? Right? So if a person asks you at the door, can I help you? Most people will say no. Now, I'm going to give you another piece of equipment. I want everybody to look at the top of their screen, regardless of whatever browser you're using. What is the last word in your browser? It might say file. I'm looking at Safari. Mine says file, edit, view, history, bookmark, windows. And what's that last word that you see? It says help, right? Help. It says, most of them will say help. Everybody may see it on your browser. Do all of the browsers in here say help? Somewhere on your browser at the top, do it say help? Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bet you any amount of money, most people can count on maybe two hands how many times they have hit that word while learning something on this computer. Am I right? See, I'm only talking to you from experience because it was me, right? We see the word help, but instead of us literally hitting that word help, we will sit here and we will try and figure it out. We won't call the leaders. We won't call nobody. We will sit in the back of the chair. We will sit in the back of the class. We don't want this because there's a psychological behavior that's been taught that if you ask for help, you're weak. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're this, you're not. And now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? So now what are you doing? You are not even asking for help, and you are in one of the most lucrative businesses in the business. Do you hear what I'm saying? So leadership, before you can actually be a good leader, you better start learning how to what? Follow and ask for help. Pride, ego, many of us. Oh, I didn't want to call you, Mr. Satchel, because I know you're busy. That's an excuse. Is it or not? Is that an excuse or not? That's an excuse. Oh, I didn't call you because I know you're busy. That's nothing but an excuse. When you want something, A closed mouth don't get fed. I need to keep this moving right now. All right. So we're on leadership. So now I need you to write some stuff down. Here's your assignment. Amateurs versus leaders. Are you an amateur or are you a leader? Watch this. Okay, if you have to, take a picture, take a screenshot, but you need to have this. And now you really want to do what, ladies and gentlemen? You want to make sure you are following this information. And that will determine whether you are a leader or you're an amateur. And guess what? Amateurs become what? Leaders. All of us was an amateur at one point or another. Am I making sense? So if you got to get your phone out, take a picture and study this information. It says, watch this as we go forward. Amateurs complain about things to people. Leaders empower people. All right? Amateurs complain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we often say this. Words have power, don't they? Words have much power. In fact, words, when we start talking about it, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the life of your business and the death of your business is determined by the words through your what? Your speaking, your communication. Whoever you're speaking to who first? Yourself. So you are doing more damage to yourself than you are to the person that you're complaining to. Am I right about it? And then when the other person gets on the bandwagon with you and listen to you complain, guess what? You just as bad as the person that's complaining, because you are allowing this person to influence your life in a negative way. You can't listen. In fact, they tell me the listener is worse than the complainer. Because you're entertaining the information. Okay, I have your problem. I have your problem. Now let's take this energy and come up with a solution to take care of whatever the problem is. All right. Now, amateurs. Come on now. Watch this. Amateurs speak down to themselves. Leaders develop themselves. Are you following what I'm saying? Because when you start developing yourself, right, what are you going to do? You're going to empower yourself as a leader. You have to develop when? Every single day. Can I ask you that? Get in the habit of developing yourself every single day. How many of you get my newsletters? How many of you have gotten the newsletters? Every day, right? What are some of the things that I tell you that you need to do on a daily basis? What's one thing? Can anybody tell me what that one thing is? One thing. Just read 10 pages of a book, right? Personal development. Read 10 pages. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are reading 10 pages of a book, all right, and I'm just going to get one of these books out. This is one of the books that I read. In fact, this is my mentor. It says From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. All right. Now, I took this particular book personal. Watch this. I took this particular book very personal. Why? Because I was so busy emptying everybody else's trash, I couldn't get to my cash. Come on now. See, you might not be a trash man, but guess what? How many waste baskets at somebody else's business have you emptied and you wasn't allowed to get to your? And come on, am I right about it? This is real talk as we're talking about it. So it says how anyone can get rich starting from anywhere. You think this might be a good book, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think it's better to read this kind of information than hang around people that don't have your solution? See, not only did I read his book, but I made him my mentor. I can call him on the phone right now and tell him to do a class, and he'll do it for me. Why? Because of the relationship that I have built. It's not that I just read his book, but guess what? I build relationships based on these people. Do you think you could talk to one of the authors of the books that you read unless they're dead? Napoleon Hill is gone, right? But some of the books that you are reading, have you ever tried to reach out to them on their website and build a relationship? Oh my God, this is good stuff. Because aren't these the type of people that you would like to what? Present to your business? But you got to grow strong to the point that you're not afraid. You got to go courage. I'm not scared. People say, well, Kip, how do you get to talk to these people? I call them. See, most people, you're not built. Oh, this is good stuff. I got to keep going because I can teach on this board right by itself. All right. Amateurs read books. Leaders study them. Amateurs read books. Amateurs read books. Leaders study books. Many people I have asked, oh, I read that book, right? Oh, I got that book, right? Oh, I read that book. Guess what? Some books you just don't read for entertainment. And when we start talking about your life being empowered, I don't think that's one of the books that you just want to read and put up. It's like the Bible, right? Spiritually, as you want to grow spiritually, you don't read the Bible one time. You continue to study the Word of God, and that is what transforms. I ain't gonna go there. That's what transforms you from sin to. Oh man, this is some good stuff. Well, how you think I'm gonna transform from poverty to wealth? How do you think I'm going to surround myself around the what? The leaders. Come on now, we got to keep it moving. All right, so you got to study your craft. You can't just read it one time and think you got it, because I know many of us have read scripture, and when we read it again, right, what happens, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my God, I saw something else. I got something else every time I read this book. Why? Because you as a person have grown. You as a person have grown. So if you're growing, then you're going to see things prospectively differently. Am I right about it? See, things we used to see or hear, we didn't hear it. They said, let a man have an ear, let him hear. You follow what I'm saying? So when you have an ear to hear and hear this training, just like I'm probably saying things that you've already heard before, but because of where you are today, it's coming across totally different. Am I making sense? All right. Amateurs look for easy. Leaders commit to become better. Amateurs look for the easy business. I'm going to quit this one and try this one. This looks easier. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to try this one. It looks easier. I'm going to do this and I'm going to try to do that. It looks easier. So guess what? The leader takes whatever he commits to become better, to get better results. Not run, not flee, but guess what? We're going to lead, commit. Oh my goodness, good one. Commitment to excellence. All right. All right. Amateurs lie and fluff. How much money you making? Oh, I'm making, I made $500. How much? Oh, I'm up to $2,000, right? Oh, this business is so good. And then they start fluffing the business. They put all of this fluff and stuff. Instead of presenting the business, they start to fluff it because they think if I lie, if I fluff it, if I make it so good with a bunch of lies, they're going to join me. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're talking about integrity now, right? Yeah, there you go. Hype it up. Hype it up. No. Amateurs lie and fluff. Leaders become documented. Leaders become documented. So if you notice, when we start talking on a three-way call, you say, Mr. Satchel has positioned himself on the other side of the money and he's well documented. Why do you want a leader that's documented? Because I have proof. I am a living witness. So if I told you I signed up 7 people in my first week, I should be able to show you a check, right? That has 7 people that joined your business, come on, in my first week of this. Oh, am I making some good? I don't have to give you fluff. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to show you, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what's important. So I'm learning to be a good leader. When I got into this industry, I didn't know none of this stuff, did I? No, I didn't. Did I build the way that I'm able to build now? No, I couldn't. But guess what? I was committed to the process because I knew the outcome. I'm home. I stay home. I work. I travel. I do all. Was it worth the commitment to learn this business? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, sir. All right. Amateurs tell people what to do. Leaders show by example how to do it. Amateurs tell people what to do. Leaders show by example how to do it. Oh, I keep telling them to get on the call. I keep telling them to go. I keep telling them to use the product. I keep telling them to go here. I keep telling them, stop telling. Just stop telling. Don't be on the phone all day with this person, blah, 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 blah. Because now you're showing them what you do. You're on the phone. All the time. You're on the phone. Oh, man, what do you do? Oh, I'm on the phone. No. But when you document it, guess what? My production shows my performance, and that's why I'm in the top 15 income earners. That's documented. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you want to lead, because now when the person starts Googling your name, Googling because you got information that you may have shared a video, you may have talked about something, you may have some documents that you talk. See, when leaders start Googling you up, because ladies and gentlemen, the leaders do know this, somebody is going to Google you. Somebody is going to Google you. Therefore, I go on most of your Facebooks and I start looking, and I never see anything posted about your business. Oh, I see the problem. You got everything on your Facebook, and then you might have, come out to the information, come see the information. I can look at your information that you're sharing on a daily basis, and it tells me your life. Oh, I can see why this person is having problems. They're more committed to this Facebook stuff and Instagram and trying to take selfies that's going to make the picture look good, and now you don't have no documentation to back it up. Nobody hears you on the call. Nobody, and guess what? People are looking for leaders. Oh, I don't want a Facebook. Your leaders have Facebooks. Why wouldn't you want one? Because people are going to call me, I'm cute, and it's these men, they trying to get me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not what you say or do, it's what you put on your Facebook that will attract the people that you want in your life. So you don't see me putting up a whole bunch of out here at the restaurant. You see me at meetings. You see me in front of rooms. You see me at the hotel. You see me in the ocean. You see me on the cruise. You see me, I'm leading, and people call me and say, I want to follow you. Are you following what I'm saying? Because this is what makes the difference. This is what makes the difference. So now that you all got that, hopefully you did. That was a good 10 minutes. I learned from that one. All right. And learning the process, ladies and gentlemen. So we gave you some pointers. Was that good? I can literally right now just say thank you for coming out and have a good day. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me just say I thank you for your commitment to come to class, because it makes me study. Do you follow what I'm saying? It makes me have to study my craft so that I will have something good for you. But if it's good for you, it's great for me. Okay, hear what I'm saying? This is why, I heard somebody, I was watching Oprah Winfrey's. I'm gonna encourage each and every one of you, watch her life classes on Sunday. Watch her life classes on Sunday. She's always doing a class with leaders that have already done what you are trying to do. I don't care, ladies and gentlemen, if they're not in network marketing. If you got a person that leads a group of people, they can teach you some stuff and you can learn. The book, T.D. Jakes, Instinct, your instinctive behavior. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we have been taught to ignore our instincts. But the tigers, the lions, the bears, oh my, they are taught to follow their instincts. Do you realize your strength and your instincts? Because see, oh man, this is some good stuff. Your instincts is telling you no. Your instincts is saying don't do it. Your instincts are saying, oh my God, should I? Should. Your instincts will lead you. All you call it is my gut feeling. All you call it is I heard my vibe speak to me. All you heard was I heard a spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, you were created with instincts for a reason. And when you learn to follow your instinctive, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. The book, Instincts, got it. Start reading it, okay? In fact, start studying it, all right? Important things as we go into what? Our leadership. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're not doing anything different than T.D. Jakes. We're not doing anything different than Tyler Perry. We're not doing anything different than Oprah Winfrey. What did Oprah Winfrey do? She built a network. Now she owns it. Are you following what I'm saying? We're not doing anything. We're building relationships every day. Do you think T.D. Jakes had to build some relationships to get to that empire of the Potter's house? Do you follow what I'm saying? See, I want to have that. Do you think, what's the man's name? I got the book, 11 Rings. Phil Jackson. This man won 11 rings. I'm working on winning my first ring in vacations. Did you hear what I'm saying? So do you think I might want to, do you think I might want to study someone who already got 11 rings? It wasn't basketball, it was his leadership. When you read in the book, it's not the basketball, it was his leadership that he was able to develop people to work together to win a championship. And guess what? That's what we, that's what we're here to do today, to develop you. And as each one of you get your rings, we are here to help you win your championship. We done watched enough rings be won, but if we can develop you to become a better person, develop you to be able to work with people, to develop you to actually grow an organization. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's nothing but ministry. At the end of the day, y'all think it's about vacations. You think it's about travel. Let me tell you something. Some of the stories that I have to listen to, some of the leaders, the people that call you on that phone and they got some problems that they dealing with on a daily basis, and sometimes they just need to be encouraged. But ladies and gentlemen, you don't know how much you need to be encouraged when you're encouraging somebody else. Because guess what? It might sound good to them, but it sounds great to you. You hear what I'm saying? So I don't care. I had a young lady call me yesterday. I got to share the story. And this is just part of leadership. But I had a lady call me yesterday out of South Carolina. And she said, I invited all these people to my travel party and nobody is showing up. She said, I invited all these people to my travel party and nobody showed up. She said, and Mr. Satchel, I can't tell you, this ain't painful. It's painful. And let me tell you, as a leader, unless you go through some stuff, you ain't going to be able to lead other people. See, I told her, I said, listen to me. You know what? And I know many of you will attest to this. If you start working out right for the first time, Don't you wake up the next day in some pain, right? You wake up because it's hurting. And they told me, if you don't feel no pain, there ain't no gain in your life. There's no growth. There's nothing that's happening in your life. Mm. See, this is when you need a partner to just take over. But so I can just get myself together, because the more I start speaking, I feel what most of you are feeling when you look at your back office. I feel it. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Until you go through that pain, there is no development. You got to hear this thing like, wow, look, this guy, oh my God. I'm saying, listen, you thought you went through something? Let me give you one of my experience. How about jumping on a plane? Spending money to go to somebody's meeting that they asked you to come out to and support it, right? Get there and nobody is in the room. Get there and there's only 2 people. But now you got to teach like it's a million. You want to feel some pain? Trust me. If you ain't going through it, you ain't getting nothing. I'm going to tell you right there, right now. But when you understand, see, when you understand that pain and know that it's part of the process and know that you're growing, because guess what? Every time you cry, you grow stronger. Every time you pain, you grow stronger. Every time you go through it. But ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't experiencing no pain, you ain't doing nothing. You didn't even invite nobody. You didn't even try to do a travel party. You gave up before the process could even get started. I'm good. I'm good. So, all right, I'm good. I got to talk to myself. We got to go through that, ladies and gentlemen. You have to go through that pain. It's part of the process. You ain't going to gain no muscle unless you went through some pain. Your body can't even heal. Do you know when you cut yourself, the healing process is painful, isn't it? But now that skin is developing and it becomes stronger as you, as a person, as a leader, when you learn to be transparent, when you learn to humble yourself, when you learn to just tell the truth, when you lead with integrity, when you lead with, morals, beliefs. This is why it's important for us to grow you, because guess what? I was that guy. I was that guy that was lying. I don't care what it was, whether it was a relationship, whether it was to get ahead, whether it was to get a position. I know some of you done lied on an application. I ain't the only one. I know some of you done told you you had more of this than you had. Guess what? You kept hearing fake it till you make it. But ladies and gentlemen, we talk about lead with integrity. All right, so I got about 15 minutes, so I got to get started. We will discuss in today's forum what these ways are and how we can implement them to integrate them into our day-to-day work effort, work habits. All right, are you with me? All right, so number 1, leadership is inspiring others to pursue your vision with the perimeters you set, to the extent that it becomes a shared effort. See, again, you as a leader must have direction, because what's the first thing that your partner that just became a partner, what is the first thing that they're going to ask you? What do I need to do? What do I do next? I can't tell you how many. Okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next, right? They answer you questions. But now, as a leader, you're becoming a leader. Now, how do you become a leader? That's where your 3-way calls come in. Ladies and gentlemen, if the question is asked to you, A good leader will, they will identify and know I'm not in the position right now to share this information with you, but allow me to connect you to my mentor. See, that's strength. See, most of you don't want to, y'all feel, oh, no, they don't want to talk to you. I tell them I want to do a three-way. They don't want to get on the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, whose business is this? Who needs the opportunity, you or them? But because of your weakness in leadership, you want to tell everything. You want to talk, you want to share, because I want to feel like a leader, and I want to be smart, and I want to be intelligent, and I want to say I did it all. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to tell you right now, when you learn how to do a great three-way call, because what does it say on a three-way call? Inspiring others. When you have the opportunity to do a three-way call, you now have the opportunity to do what? Inspire someone else, to your coach, your mentor, your upline, bottom line, right? Call your leaders. Get to know your leadership. It's so important that you learn who your leadership is, because guess what? It's easier for some to connect with others. And it may not be me that you need to do the three-way with. You might need to do it with another woman based on that person's occupation or that person's story. That person, you might know, she's a single mother. She is a single mom. She's raising children, but now she's successful in this business. Oh, I need to get my person on the phone with that particular person, not Kemp Satchel, because he's your upline. You have a ton of leadership, and it is important for you to what? In order to become a good leader, you must get around the good leaders as much as you can. So when you're doing three ways, guess what? You're now being taught. Because most of the questions that they're going to ask, he can answer them. And then you'll understand that most people don't listen to you the way they would listen to your upline. See, that's good leadership. Once I figured that one out, and I ain't gonna say figured out, yes I did, I figured it out, because instead of me doing what I was supposed to do, trying to do it my way, I'm trying to do it and I was having some success, but I realized if I would have done it this way, I would have had much more success. See, some of you are going to make some money. Some of you are going to sponsor some people. But if you follow the system, I promise you, you will have much more success. Am I making sense? Hopefully I am. Number two, leadership in the business world requires harnessing the energy and efforts of a group of individuals so that their outlook is advanced from an unremarkable point. What do I mean by this, ladies and gentlemen? How many of you know when you come into a webinar, you are around what? A group of people, right? It's not just you. It's not just you talking to the person, but you are around a group. And what does the group form, ladies and gentlemen? What does it form? A group of people in any environment will what? It forms an energy in the room that is part of the process of moving your person forward. Are you following what I'm saying? So when we say go to events, when they get to see other people, how many of you have actually been to a networking event? How many of you have been to a networking event? Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have ever taken a guest to a networking event? Right? Right? Okay. Now, with that being said, those that have taken somebody to the event, was it easier to share the information while you sitting next to them and then they feel the energy, they see the people? Which one is more effective? You follow what I'm saying? So yes, I could stand here and talk to you and I may have some success, but if I get them in the environment, because I understand the process, I promise you we will have much more success. And those that are plugged in to those webinars every day, see my business, how many of y'all want your business to grow every single day? I think everybody, right? I want it to grow every single day. right? And that means if I do a webinar every single day, I give my business the potential to grow every single day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, am I not forming the documentation to show you how my business is growing every single day? Not based on what I'm telling you to do, but what I am doing. So documentation beats conversation. All right. A to a very desirable point B, from bad to good, slow to fast, red to black. During that process, leadership manifests in projecting your expertise in a way that gains the confidence of others. Is this some good training right now, ladies and gentlemen? Ultimately, leadership becomes about what? What does leadership become? About what? Come on, talk to me. Leadership becomes about trust. 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 Is anybody going to give you their credit card that don't trust you? Is anybody going to want a partner that don't? No, it ain't going to happen. So watch this. Becomes about trust. When that confidence inspires them to align their vision in level of commitment for the betterment of what? The whole entire group or company or church or whatever it is that we are building. Am I right about it? Yes or yes? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that we all understand the process. And then this might help us to see, maybe this right here, this training right here could be the turning point for some of your businesses, simply because you are what? Engaged, right? We got some more to do. All right, number 3. For me, leadership is an act, a decision to take a stand or step in order to encourage, inspire, motivate others to move with you. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't like I'm trying to move so I can make money. Guess what? I want us to move together so that we can build to what? Together. Now, watch this. Doesn't it make sense when I sign up? Guess what? I sign up 5, 6, 7, or 8 people together. Watch this, right? Because now when we do it together, we can build this business. Now, oh man, this is good stuff. Guess what? If I'm on the same call that you on and we're all getting started at the same time, oh my goodness, wait a minute. It looks like all of us have the same ability to get to the top together. Am I right about it? The key thing here is when you start with me, I'm not going to be sitting here playing around and acting crazy. I have made some commitments. I have made a decision that I'm not going to play with this. This is too important because, ladies and gentlemen, what's more important than your livelihood? What is more important than how you live? This is so, in fact, many of you have sacrificed many things to go to school, didn't you? Why? Because you know that would determine your livelihood and how you will be able to take care of your kids and decisions that you can make. So isn't it important to make a decision? I'm either going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what's more important, I'm going to tell you this, and this hurts me to my heart, to see somebody sponsor somebody into the business and then they quit because they weren't committed. What do you think that does to the other person? It's a discouragement. It's a discouragement. You knew from the gate that you wasn't committed. This is why they honestly say, before you start telling other people about this business, ladies and gentlemen, make a decision that you are going to do the business. Don't quit and leave them stranded. And then the bad thing about it is, before you quit, you never even introduce them to any other leaders. So what's the likelihood of them becoming successful if they don't have us? Because you got some people like myself, guess what? My sponsor ain't nowhere around. But hello, it don't even matter because I found me a leader. And guess what? I don't care if your sponsor ain't around. If you find somebody in this business that's as committed as you are, what is it that you want out of the business? If you want to be traveling and teaching and booking travel, find somebody that's committed to the travel side of this business. Are you following what I'm saying? If you're committed to building the network side of this business, find the top recruiter. Find the top guy. I had to get the Donald Bradley. He the 60 million. This man made 60,000 a month. I got to get to him. I'm going to go to him. I'm not going to wait for him to come to me. I'm going to see this man. He's going to be in my phone. If you're looking here, Donald Bradley is big as day. And I guarantee you when I call him, he answering the phone. Why? Because of the relationship that I've shown and the actions that I've demonstrated. That means, guess what? And leaders will do this, ladies and gentlemen. Can I be the first one to tell you? You see somebody calling you on the phone, right? And every time they call you, all they doing is complaining. I'm going to get it started. I'm going to go, Mr. Satchel. I'm going to go. And you know what you do? How many of y'all do this yourselves? It don't even have to be your leadership. How many of you look at your phones and say, I can't deal with that one right now. I can't deal with that right now, right? Why? And then what happens is, those that are not doing nothing, then they'll say, watch this, they'll flip the script. They'll flip the script. Well, the leaders never answer the phone. They never, ever, when I call them, they don't even answer the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that's in this room, you know, if you call my phone, I'm going to answer it, okay? And if I'm not answering my phone every time you call me because you used to was able to call me, you know this. You could call me at any time. I am so available to you. But guess what? When you keep calling me and I don't see nothing happening, now our time is being wasted. And there's nothing more valuable than time. I cannot get that back. So now when you make a decision to build this business, I'm going to see you on the webinars. I'm going to see you in this leadership. I'm going to see you on training. I'm going to hear your comments. I'm going to see it because it will be transparent through most of your Facebooks. It will be very transparent. Every person that I know that's building this business, I'm able to call you by name. And you know that, right? Absolutely. Jimmy said that's your signature. All right. So we must make that decision too, right? I want to help people. I don't want to help people get in the wrong way. I've said this to people. When they talk to me the wrong way, listen, I don't think this is right for you right now because your mind isn't where it needs to be. What I would rather you do is I want you to read this book first, okay? I want you to read this book first and then let me know, would you be committed to the process? Are you following what I'm saying? Now, many of you have already seen me posting a new book. Right? This is a book that I just came across 2 weeks ago, 2 Sundays ago. What's the book title? Anybody can tell me. What's the book that I'm telling you now to read? What's the book I'm telling you to read? Building an Empire. Building an Empire. Did you hear what I just said? Building an Empire. So now when you start reading that book, it is going to enlighten you. It is going to give you some very aha moments. Are you following what I'm saying? It's going to give you that aha, like, wow, okay. Why? Because it is an exact blueprint from someone that's better than me. Did you hear what I just said? See, I don't know all the answers. I'm learning myself. But Brian Carruthers has been building this business, this industry, effectively for 15 years in the same company. Now, who book you think I'm studying now? Do you follow what I'm saying? And now, what am I doing? I'm telling you to read the same book so that we can get on the same page. I'm not telling you to just read it. I'm reading the book. I'm learning. So now when I conduct this next class that I'm getting ready to conduct, and it's going to be what? Build an empire. Those that will commit to this particular class, that's going to be an elite group of people. Because everybody ain't trying to build an empire. I know you're not. That's okay. But this particular group of people is for those that are ready to build an empire. And now guess what? When we are on that cruise, that group that's in that room, because I'm a sacrifice to do that class. But that group, you see this shirt right here? It's going to say building an empire. Ask me how. Not making money. I was taught how to make money. That kept me broke. But now I'm learning how to build an empire, and I'm finding some way. I always got money in my bank. I always got money in my e-wallet. I always got overflow. I always got more than enough. Why? Because we're not making some money. We're building empires. We're building something, and that's what people want to be a part of, something big. Why do you think these mega churches are so huge? Because they enjoy it. I'm a member of Potter's House. Yes, I go. They may not even be recognized. But guess what? In this particular classroom, every empire builder going to be recognized, and I'm going to make sure I see to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not going to be one of those classes that you say, oh, I'm listening. No, when you're building an empire, your business needs to be building every single day. You need to be on. And when you commit, like I committed to getting my diploma 12 years. It wasn't like I could cut class every day and get the diploma. Are you following what I'm saying? I had to do what? I had to come up with production. I just got a diploma. Some of y'all went further than that and got degrees. And when you was on that pathway, right, you said, I'm making a sacrifice because I got to get this degree. I got to get my master's. I got to get my bachelor's. And you made a decision to go to school. Some of you have done it at 40. Some people are doing it at 60. They made a decision. I'm going back and I'm going to get my diploma. I'm going back and I'm going to make some sacrifices. So now when my friends are calling me, guess what? I can't talk right now. I'm studying. I'm on a project. I made some decisions. I'm changing my life. I don't need Kemp to do it. I've made a decision to change my life. And with this information, that book, Build an Empire, it says it is the blueprint. It is the blueprint. So a blueprint is like when you put directions in the GPS, because I'm going somewhere with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going from Philadelphia to Texas. But before I go, I need some direction. So I'm going to read this book first. See? I realized when I started my business, I didn't do it the right way. I didn't do it the right way. But now that I'm realizing the right way, what am I doing now? I'm teaching the new people that I'm bringing into business the right way, right? Because I'm going to say, no, you don't want to just get one person here, one person there, one person here, one person there. I need you to do a leadership call. We're going to do a personal leadership launch call for you. And this is what we're going to do. I need you to have 10 people on that call. And when we say 10 people on that call, I don't need you to be saying, just follow what I'm telling you, because it works. All right. And just listen. If you, it says go 5 miles, ladies and gentlemen. But if you go 4 miles and 3/4 of a mile, are you going to see the exit? Are you going to see the exit? No. It says go 5 miles. So if you're not going 5 miles, you're not going to get the same results as this gentleman is getting who built an empire. Am I right about it? So I'm not looking to figure this out. I ain't got time to be figuring this out. I need me $10,000 in my account within the next 6 to 12 months. And right now I'm on my 7th month and I'm well over $7,000 in residual income. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I wrote a check. See, I made a decision to the point that I wrote the check. Oh man, is this some good stuff? See, when you make a decision, many of you will write the check, right? When you made a decision to go to the job, did can you hear me? I'm back. I'm back on Candid Camera. All right. So When you decided that you were going to take on the job, did you not write the check, right? See, I wrote the check out. When you got a goal, you write the goal down, and when you write it down, it's something about your writing that registers to your brain to get it done. Are you following what I'm saying? But if you do not write anything down, if you're not looking in a GPS, if you have no direction, if you have no parameters, if you have no one that you're accountable to, if you don't have a leader that you are following, then guess what? You are all over the place and you will never reach your destination. Are you following what I'm saying? See, I don't even say you want to make some money now when I talk to my people. I say, do you want to help build an empire? See, that automatically becomes attractive to someone. I don't say you want to make some money. I'm saying if there was a way that you could literally generate $5,000 to $10,000 in your next 6 to 12 months, would you want more information? And then I'm able to show them direction in how it was done. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, this is such theory. I didn't read the book, but guess what? I did what he was saying in the book. And now I understand how I got where I am. How many times have you talked to a leader and a leader couldn't tell you how to do it? Just go get 3 people. Just go talk to 3 of your friends. Just go do this. Just go do that. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't nobody trying to commit to that. I've learned that. Why? Because when you don't have no directions, you are getting off the plane. You're getting off the train. I don't know. What do you do? When you get lost, ladies and gentlemen, what do? You start, oh my God, you stop. Where am I going? Where am I at? And if you don't have no direction, what you going to do? You're going to do the next best thing. Let me go back to the sign and let me continue and try to find something that I wrote down, right? Many of you do this, right? Now watch this. I'm going to show you how this is done. And I guess I'm going to have to finish the rest of this class next week. But ladies and gentlemen, it says after this point, watch this. It says, if you don't have any direction, right? You don't have any perimeters. If you don't have any direction, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going to end up, right? Now, as I was saying, and you'll keep hearing me say this, action is followed by expectation. Did you hear what I just said? Action is followed by expectation. So if you don't know where you're going, how can you have any expectation? And if you don't have any expectation, how can you have excitement or enthusiasm? You see what I'm saying? Let me show you how well this works. Let me just show you how well it works. If you know, just like many Friday, right? That's for a lot of people, that was always a turning point, to the point that they started saying, thank God it's Friday. Many people started getting excited because you knew what? Friday was coming, right? So you had some direction and you already got it planned out. In fact, many of you already have the plan planned out because you know the weekend is coming, and that is based on what? Your understanding of what's going to happen in your life. Am I making sense? So as you're understanding this, it allows you to set what? Goals. If you don't set the goal, you ain't expecting to be anywhere. And if you ain't setting the goal, you definitely ain't making a commitment to nothing. You're definitely not going to make the commitment to nothing. But let me ask you a question. If you really understood this business and you realized that you could be at $10,000 in the next 6 to 12 months, you knew this. You knew you couldn't fail. I didn't say 10,000. I said 5 to 10,000 over the next 6 to 12 months. How many of you would commit to that? Literally, just knowing, okay, would you go to the webinars every night? Would you go to the webinars every night? Yeah, I'm serious. Now, if you ain't at work, if you got to work, I understand. You can't go. But if I knew that I could be making 5 to 10 grand over the next 6 to 12 months, guess what? I'm committed, right? Why? Because what I'm actually understanding is that 5 to 10 grand a month coming in your household, that would make some drastic changes, right? That will make some drastic changes in your life all around. Am I making sense? I mean, literally, 5 to 10 grand in my household, it would change the car that I drive. It would change the neighborhood that I'm living in. It would change the church and the tithing that I'm giving. It will change the people that I can help. It will give me more time, freedom to do so much more. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, a year of sacrifice. See, what I say, leaders make sacrifices. Other people make excuses. So it's like, oh, I had to go to rehearsal. That's an excuse. Because guess what? Rehearsal may be more important. But if you were spending thousands of dollars to go to college, right, would you miss a few rehearsals? I'm asking questions now. Would you miss a few rehearsals? Would you miss a few Bible studies? If you had to work on your job and they told you got to be to work at this time or you won't be here, will you not miss Bible study and tell the pastor, I'm going to need to step down for a minute because I have to go to work? How many of you have done it? Right? I can't get to class because I got to go. What's more important? The job. Why? Because you have no job. You have no roof over your head. You don't have no income. And don't be sitting here telling me God is going to do it. God gave you common sense and said, go to work. Did you hear what I'm saying? The God I serve ain't talking no foolishness like that. So, he gonna work, he gonna provide. No, without work, you don't get nothing. Try it. You'll see this is what continues to happen. So as we continue to move forward, ladies and gentlemen, as a leader, we must make some sacrifice. And I'm saying this, in the first 5 to 6 months, the income was at 6. Do you think my life has been changed? Right. And I want you to just say, I want you to take this and I want you to ask yourself a question. How important is your livelihood? How important is it that your kids are able to eat? How important is it that your children are in a neighborhood that you feel a little bit more safe? Okay, how important is it determine the time? See, I used to drive a jalopy. Trust me, door would open up if you went too fast. I used to be there, but how much better would I rather have a car that I could depend on, and if it don't work, I could just call up to the dealer and tell them to come get one and bring one here until I get it. Are you following me? This is important based on the stress in your life. I guarantee you, when your livelihood is right, it will definitely, literally, when you build this business, because watch this, ladies and gentlemen, when you're making $10,000, $5,000, $20,000 a month in this business, you can best believe you are a totally different person. You are a totally different person. And that's the one thing that Jim Rohn taught me. He said, man, it wasn't about the money that I made, but it was about the person that you become in the process. So I have gone over 13 minutes of my time. I know I have not finished. We only at number 3, but we are going to go to number 10 on next Saturday. All right. And we are going to also end 10. At the end of that class, we're going to show you the documentation to the plan. Are you following? I'm not just a talker. I believe in giving you proof so you have no excuse that it can't be done. Because if someone has already done it, do you have the courage to get it done? It don't matter how long. Like, hey, I'm not making the money that Donald Bradley, he made $60,000 last month. But it's a very refreshing place to know that the earning potential, I can get there. Oh, I'm going to fight like hell to build this business. And I don't think a year of sacrifice, because see, once you put that year of sacrifice in, it literally sets the foundation for the business to do everything else. Did you follow what I'm saying? Many of you think, okay, I got to keep working this. No. Once you lay the foundation, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. If I decided to go to Japan right now for a week, how many of you would quit the business? How many of you would stop building your business? How many of you would stop coming to class? How many of you would stop growing because of something that you want in your life? Anybody gonna quit because I'm in Japan? So what does that mean? The foundation has been laid, because guess what? Every last one of you came through the first year of what? My sacrifice to the business. Now, are you willing to make your sacrifice to the business? Are you following what I'm saying? Because like I said, it don't matter where you start. It's just a matter of finishing. I don't care. Just because my income is where it is, my income's supposed to be where it is, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because the sacrifices and work that I put in. But I guarantee you, if you put in the sacrifice and you put in the work, you're going to be right there along the side of me. Guess what? And some of you even have the potential to pass me. Come on now. Come on now. But you got to believe. What are you committed to? Yes, I'm committed because I want to win. See, how many of us, any sports fans in this room? Anybody sports? And I'm done. Any sports fans in the room? Anybody sports, for any sport, at any given time, don't play with me, at any given time in your life, I'm not saying now, I'm saying at any given time of your life, were you a sports fan? Did you have a team that you rooted for? Did you have somebody? Let me tell you, you better become a sports fan, and y'all can start joining the Eagles team if you're not. All right. But guess what? See all this Buccaneers and Steelers? I didn't tell y'all that. Now, that is out of order. Do not be typing no other team unless it say EAGLES. But do you follow what I'm saying? Now, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I remember when we were just like, woo, just like when your team won. How many of y'all just expected the team to win and you was excited? See how excitement works? Woo, watch this. See, why is it important to be on your home field advantage? Is there a home field advantage when you got your team behind you, rooting you on? Go, 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 go. Who's your team? Who's your team? You follow what I'm saying? But now, what did we want? We wanted the city to win a championship so we could do what? Celebrate the championship. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now, as God is my witness, I got a ring that I got to put on this finger. And you know who my team is? My children. My lady. Do you know who my team is? See, I'm going to win for the team. I'm going to take one for my children. I'm going to take a sacrifice. Oh, my goodness. How many of you are going to take the sacrifice for your family that you can get them out of poverty? How many, as Donald Bradley said on yesterday, I'm listening to him, he said, listen, I'm a fight so I can separate poverty from my children, that they will never, ever, ever desire, feel it, touch it. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, what are you willing to do for your team? Who is your team? Because when I win this championship ring, you can best believe my team, we're going to celebrate. We're going to go on a trip. We're going to take a cruise. How many of you are with me? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I celebrate you all for simply being here today. And I hope and encourage that somebody was encouraged by this segment of this training. And make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you get your book, Build an Empire. It's a $10 book that can make you millions. $10 worth of information that can make you millions. Make the sacrifice. Go online, Download it to your Kindle. It's only $9.99. If you bought the book, it's $17. $9.99. Look, here I am marketing this man's book. But guess what? When you great, this is what happens. Oh, come on, somebody. What did I just say? When you going to write your book? Oh, man, this is leadership. See, leaders want to follow other leaders. I need his book. I need his information. Are you following what I'm saying? I'm not too egotistic. I'm not too brand no boast. I'm humble. I want to learn. I want to learn. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to ask you to do me one favor. Can everybody do this one favor for me? Please go into Facebook on our group page. Everybody on Facebook. Everybody on Facebook. If you're not, get one. We will teach you how to use it properly. But if you're not connected to our team, you just go to facebook.com/creators of wealth. That's our group. Ask for permission because we don't allow anything and everything into our organization. Hello. Okay. So make sure you get on to that group. And I want everybody to type something that you received today in this training call so it can help bless and encourage others. Because, ladies and gentlemen, how many people do we have on our team in that leadership group? We have 640 some people, almost 700, and we have 30 people in this. This room should be maxed out every Saturday. Do you follow what I'm saying? But now watch this. I'm going to show you something. They said there's a 5%er and there's a 95%er, right? Watch this. There's a 5%er and there's a 95%er. So what percentage are you a part of today? On purpose. On purpose. On purpose. You are a part of the 5%, ladies and gentlemen. You are a part of a 5%, and you're doing that on purpose because I'm ready to transition from the 95% to the 5%, right? Because I'm tired of following somebody else. I'm literally becoming a leader in my own rights. As I stay in and plugged in and stay around the people, guess what? I can't do nothing but transform. The subconscious ain't going to let you stay in following. The subconscious is going to make you a definitely leader because regardless, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way you can literally stay in this influence of people, stay around this, commit to this, and it not become part of you. That is a principle. Did you follow what I'm saying? Just like I said, I was forced into poverty. I was forced into poverty. I couldn't make a decision of what womb I wanted to come out of. So I had to learn this foolishness. But guess what? You might have came into poverty by force, but you're going to die in poverty by choice. And your choice today was to go to training. Because this is where the 5% is. And I want you to go and lead the other 95% that's in that room that didn't come out of the 600 and some other people. Guess what? That ain't even 5%. You in the 2%ers. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Help encourage them. Don't speak down on them. Don't beat them up because they didn't come. Just share with them how good the training was. And then what do people say? Man, I missed it. I wish I was there. You understand what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. Go out and have a fabulous day. Make sure you put your post up. We are starting back on Wednesday. I will definitely let you guys know when we are starting the Empire Building class. Empire Building class. We are going to have shirts. We're going to have hats. We are going to let everybody know we are what? Empire builders, period. When you walk into we're creators of wealth. So basically, what do creators of wealth do? They build empires. Wow. Now imagine 5 of y'all standing on the corner passing out literature and your shirt says, building an empire. Ask me how. Do you know if they seen that uniformity, that would attract people to your business? So now when you're doing things together, don't we become more powerful and cause a mighty blow? God, I can't even stop training. With that being said, God bless and have a good day.